Hey y'all, it's Brenda from Slapout Homestead. It's time for another garden tour. Yes, so check out those red noodle beans. Aren't they awesome? So we've got them right here in the front. Those are so cool. And then we've got another round of them right back here. And then the ones over here are starting to produce. Yes, there they are. These are starting to produce too. Those are going up on that cattle panel trellis right there. And then on this side we have our Malabar spinach. Look how pretty that is. Haven't eaten any of this yet. I'm looking forward to it. But gosh, it's so pretty. That red stalk. It's supposed to be highly heat tolerant, so we'll see about that. We'll definitely get a test here, won't it? And all our peppers. Peppers are waking up. All those blooms. And then we've been getting peppers from these plants over here already. Some of the little red ones. And oh look, there's one of the bells is starting to turn yellow. Awesome! And this one is starting to blush. Right up there. And we've got one that's turning red right in there. There she is. Awesome. And then I seriously need to... Here, let me see if I can get you a good shot of that one. Not really. It's an eggplant jungle. A jungle, I'm telling you. More there, more there. You're like, what are you gonna do with all that fresh eggplant? Well, I know how to freeze it. That big old weed. And these are our black oil sunflowers coming up. Let's go. Oh man. If you skip one day picking okra, then that's what you get. Big, giant, woody chicken okra. And I still have to break it open for them to eat it. And we have our dill right in here. It's pretty happy. The basil. Wah, wah, wah. So I've got some more in the house that I'm rooting. I made some cuttings and I have them in a jar to get some roots so I can start over with my basil. But yeah, chicken okra. Seriously. So we're going to be doing some harvesting. Have our latest flush of yellow squash. We have some serious cucumber action going on right up in there. Yeah, it's not slowing down on the cucumbers. Another one right there. Wait, am I pointing at it? Yeah, I am. There it is. Oh goodness, there's a big fat one right down in there. Right there. These squash got bit by some fungus, so we gave them a good spray with the copper fungicide, and they're coming back strong. And look, we got another another golden zucchini to pick. There's the back side of the yellow pear. I already actually started picking those and eating some, so sorry about that. And then there's a Rutgers that needs to get picked. And there's a yellow cherry tomato that fell over, needs to be stood back up. Oh, check these out. Spaghetti squash. And then here's more spaghetti squash. How cool is that? And we have a nice big butternut. Another spaghetti squash hanging right there. Yeah, we're flush with spaghetti squash. Let's see if we have any lemon cucumbers. I see lots of baby ones, but I don't see any that want to be picked. That's pretty healthy. But yes, we have a bunch of San Marzanos that are blushing. You can really see them from the other side. Here, let's go around here. Yeah, check them out. Millions and millions and millions of tomatoes. Gotta love that. And this is the extra fence that I put up to keep the rabbits out. The rabbits were eating my tomatoes. I knew it from where the damage was because it was up underneath the tomatoes. It was either rabbits or chickens. And chickens aren't getting in here, so it was rabbits. And this fence that I put around has stopped that. Thank goodness. So I'm going to get to harvesting and I'll show you the haul at the end. See y'all in a minute. Right, we are in the house because there's mowing going on in the front yard and there's no way you'd be able to hear me. So here is our harvest for the day. Got our cucumbers right here. Our yellow crookneck squash and a golden zucchini. Butternut squash. Got 3 eggplant and 2 spaghetti squash. And there's more. I got a big giant mess of kale. We're gonna have that for dinner. Kale and eggs. That's that blue curled kale that I saved back from the microgreens. And it's growing just as pretty as you please. We got some peppers. There's a yellow bell that's going to turn yellow in the windowsill. And I believe that's a Jimmy Nardello. I'm going to let that one turn red. That one's already turning red, not quite sure on the variety. These are those red lunchbox snacking peppers, and they're so cute. Look, that's what they look like when they turn red. Aren't they adorable? Those are going to go in my pickle relish that I'm going to make. Okay, so, and these are our slicers. We have 1 of the Rutgers. We have 2 beefsteaks, and then these 2 are from my competition plant, the purple Cherokee purple. So there's that one. And then there's this big old daddy. Went ahead and pulled those off because we're supposed to get some pretty severe storms and I don't want them to split any more than they already have. We've got our red noodle beans that we harvested today. That's a lot of beans. And we had a lot of okra. And we got some chicken okra. Look how huge that is. It's huge. There's no way we can eat that. But the chickens will eat it. And speaking of chickens, look at this weird egg. Let me see if it'll focus on that. It's like a drop. Come on, focus for me. There we go. It's like a paint drip, but it's eggshell. Isn't that strange? Yeah, we're not going to eat that because there's some stuff floating around I can see. It's really thin up here. And when I turn it, I can see stuff floating around inside it. But it's like it started to melt. Very strange. Okay. So here are our San Marzanos that I harvested today. And then we have some cherries and some yellow pears. And these are the rainbow cherry, and I keep wanting to call those chocolate cherry because they're turning really dark. Here, I'll show you the ones that are a little bit more ripe. See, they're still not finished ripening up, but they're turning like a really pretty dark purple color. Compared to that purple, it looks red, but in this light with this camera it looks red, but to the naked eye it looks more purple. So anyway, yes, we'll be eating those. This is my little ripening tray, and then of course they're all lined up on the windowsill like every other farmhouse in America, I imagine. That one right there is from my beefsteak competition plant. It's just not very big, but it's pretty, it's healthy. And we'll add it into the total weight. We'll do an update with the scale when these two ripen. We'll do a scale update on what I've gotten so far from those two plants. But there you go, there's today's harvest. It was quite the large amount of vegetables that came in the house, especially with the squash and the eggplant. Oh, there's a fly. Isn't that lovely? And cucumbers every day and yellow squash every day. So there you go. There's today's harvest. Thanks for hanging out with me in my garden. That was kind of awesome. We'll do it again next week, I hope. And then the week after that, the grandkids will be here. Woohoo! And we'll do a carrot harvest, because kids love pulling carrots. So we'll wait and do those then. But thanks for hanging out with me in my garden. I'm glad you got to see the big giant harvest. I'm happy about that. It's kale and eggs for dinner, y'all. And I will see you on the next video. God bless you. Love y'all. Bye.